I wondered if we were going to be here filming this today, because I thought maybe you might have been off on a trip to South Wales, because you've been heavily linked with the Cardiff job.
I keep getting these calls that I am not going to Cardiff, and I haven't been approached by Cardiff to even have a conversation with them. So we can, for the first time, and everybody can listen to this. I put that right. No, I'm not going down to Wales, and I'm staying up here in the northwest.
Okay, so we got an exclusive there. He's not been approached by Cardiff, not going to Cardiff, staying in the northwest. Does that mean you're going to Everton?
Everton, if I was going to Everton, they'd have already rang me. I know Farhad Moshiri, I have a lot of respect for him, and certainly the money he's found for Everton. Obviously not, as I said, not invested like Newcastle have invested. They've invested in players that haven't delivered. Through various different managers. I only bought 2 when I were there, but I still hold up to my achievement, because it was the best. You know what I mean? From 16th, 17th to 8th in 22 matches. And so what they need is, somebody that can go in and get the team functioning correctly straight away. And contrary to all the negativity that goes about, all Sam did was talk about defending. Yeah, it's true in the beginning, because they'd conceded more goals than anybody else. And that's why they're bottom. That's why they're bottom of the league. So if you don't sort that out, you can ask any. You ask me. You can ask any striker. And of course, Everton struggle for a goal scorer now. So they have to concentrate on clean sheets, because without clean sheets, the way they're going, they're not going to win a game. Because at the other end, the only real goal scorer they've got is Calvert-Lewin. Mopé hasn't worked, so it's very difficult. You're looking at just trying to get your 1-0 wins, but those clean sheets will be all important to Everton's survival.
I feel like they snap your hand off for an 8th place finish now as well, Sam. Like, absolutely snap your hand off for that.
Well, I can't go that far, but it was politics. It wasn't what I'd done. It was politics behind the scene that above that got rid of me, not the fact that what I'd achieved and what we'd done there, because I still speak to Big Dunk, who's here, Everton through and through.
Do you think he could do it? Would he?
Of course he could do it. But he's tried so long to be given that opportunity, because he stepped in as a caretaker manager that long. He got fed up of it and thought he'd better try and break away and find a new career somewhere else. So I'll be out with him and Sammy quite soon, actually. So for lunch.
Oh goodness!
Sammy's turn to buy as well.
Hey, good luck to that restaurant with the 3 of you. A name that is being linked, Nobby, fellow South American, of course, Marcelo Bielsa, being linked with the Everton job. Could he save them? Do you think he would be a good fit?
Well, he's still one of the great managers in the world. He's very, very, what we'll call him the crazy Marcelo. Is because his passion in the football is very, he shows with Leeds what he can do. But I don't know if he will enjoy now, because he's the guy to building his own team, like he has to building his ideas. I don't think so. He will just stray away. He will take it now with everything what's going on in the club. He probably working in the club with all the stable things. Well, like every manager wish to have a very stable situation. At the moment, Everton is really hard for anyone to join. So I believe if the players get together, because they have some good players. I see Everton scored the other day, and they have no bad team. They could do better. I hope so. When they get together, working hard together, they got all the chances to get away from that situation.
Look at the managers Everton have had.
Phenomenal managers.
Including me. But yes, they've had... But so-called Benitez, they've had Carlo Ancelotti. You know what I mean? So it's not the managers.
So what are they going to do
Ronald Koeman, myself, I can do Premier League all day long. I can do it in my sleep. So it's got to be that structure, that infrastructure that they haven't got right, and that's why the club. I was listening to Alan Stubbs about Everton, about how passionate he is for it, about this and about that. But Farhad Moshiri is the owner. Farad Machinish found huge amounts of money. Imagine how disappointed he must feel about the trust he's put in people, because he didn't know a lot about the structure of football when he arrived. Mike Ashley didn't know a lot about structure. He learnt over the first 2 or 3 years, and even that cost him a few managers, and he got the club how he wanted to run it, and they stayed in the Premier League. Now, he got a lot of stick for that, but he only committed the amount of money that Newcastle made. That wasn't good enough for the fans, but that was what he was, like you mean. So, but it did run efficiently, and finally it's passed on to somebody else, like you mean. So, Everton at the moment just have to have the sad thing is that how much is the team worth for what it's spent on it? Mm-hmm. And this is where you fall into a big problem about re-spending again, because you can't. Man City made a profit this summer on transfers. So they actually took more money in than they actually spent.
And we bought Erling Haaland.
And when was the last time we heard about that? The value of Everton players now and what they've spent on them to what they might get to fund new players. Obviously, we've got to get rid of this squad and get a new one. It's virtually impossible at Everton now because of the financial restrictions.
Can they be saved then if a manager comes in now?
The right manager can save them, but he's to forget about all the surroundings. He's to shut it off. He's to get the players to put their earphones on and not listen to the white noise.
If they asked you, would you?
They're not going to ask me, because if they were, they would have already done it. So I think that you shut the place down and close the shop up. Impossible to do that with all the media and all that, but as much as you possibly can, and focus the players, the first team squad. You pick your first team squad and nothing else matters. Just the preparation for the next game and you'll need to have a real battle to get out of the problems that they're suffering and get the results that's needed to keep Everton up. But it can be done with that squad. It can be done because they are good enough. I believe they're good enough anyway.